My name is Maria Constanza Messa. I'm originally from Colombia. I am one of 4 girls in my family, 4 women. I had a very happy childhood. When I grew up, I started to realize that there were lots of issues around inequality in my country, and I got involved in politics whilst I was in my last years of school. And then when I started university, when I was studying social work, I became heavily involved with politics, and I had to leave my country when I was 21, and I arrived in the UK as a political refugee. Which was very difficult for me. I found it very hard to leave the place where I came from, as I had lots of aspirations and dreams about the way things could have been. I arrived directly in Wales. I got a sister who used to live in Penarth, and I came to her. I always said the first 20 years. I've been here for 40 years now. I arrived in 1978, 43 years. I found the first 10, 20 years very tough, because I was young and I felt that my destiny had been twisted. I was lucky that I always found work. I got married very young as well, about a year after I arrived. And I got one beautiful, amazing child. He's 40 now. And it's been quite a journey. I'm divorced from my first husband. I had a very difficult marriage, which ended up in divorce after 13 years. But luckily, I found my soulmate, who is who I'm with now. So we've been together for nearly 30 years now. So I found myself really blessed to have found him. And so it's I made my life in this country. I started doing a lot of work in the community. I did a lot of work as a volunteer in the probation service, and then I started to work with minority ethnic communities just by chance. It just happened as a minority. I am an immigrant. I felt like we attract each other, and somehow my passion for gender and race was evident here as well. So I've been, from the very beginning, I have been very involved in community development. I work for Bernardo's. I work for a small organization called Community Roots Resource Center, which was one of the first BME organizations in Wales. It was based in Cardiff. That was back in 1984-5. From then, so I came to work for Bernardo's, and I worked in the first women's center in Wales, BME Women's Center. It was the Multicultural Resource Center. Out of there, I found some amazing people who are still my friends after all this time. We all have passion for equalities, and of course, especially gender equality and race equality. I think my involvement was very pivotal in the inception of BASO, Black Association of Women Step Out. I think we worked for 5 years to establish it. We convened meetings, weekly meetings. We took our children. We have a group of about 13 to 15 women from different, diverse backgrounds, from African Caribbean people from Cardiff, third generation, to Indian people, all kind, I come from South America. It was a very diverse group of women, and we thoroughly enjoy being together. because we enjoy being together, we were able to create some wonderful things. BASO is one of the most successful third sector organizations in Wales now. So it took us 5 years. We started in 1989, and actually the first refuge was opened in 1995. And today I think BASO must have about over 10 refugees across Wales, and they employ over 100 women of color, so it's a really successful organization. I was also very involved in the establishment of UETO, which was the mental health project for Black minority ethnic people. UETO is now being amalgamated with Diverse Camry. They still provide mental health support for Black minority ethnic people. So my life has developed and evolved, around the voluntary sector. I was very lucky when I was working for Bernardo's to have been seconded to do the social work course here. So I graduated, so I got a social work certificate. I work as a social worker in child protection for about 5 years. But my heart and my mind and my commitment belongs to community development. So I go back to community development after about 5 years. I headed the Black Voluntary Sector Network Wales, which was a very successful organization with about 180 members across Wales, and we represented the interests of Black and minority ethnic communities across Wales. After I moved, I worked for Oxfam Camry. It was a really interesting experience. I experienced a lot of discrimination and racism there. I found it really hard. I think I believe that I'm a very confident, secure person, and I lost my confidence and I somehow lost myself. I thought I could get something out of working in Oxfam in terms of maybe the international development, the learning, maybe working in Colombia, but all the doors were always closed for me. I could see that other people in the organization were able to travel, were able to go to places, and I was not given those opportunities. And I always felt very patronized. It was a really, really painful experience. I wouldn't like to go back there for any money or nothing. So that was my experience in Oxfam. And then after I came to Women Connect First, which is my present post, which I absolutely love. I was involved with Women Connect before I was employed by Women Connect. I was part of the board. And then I applied for the job of chief executive, and I've been there since 2014. And it's one of the most enjoyable jobs I ever had. Maybe because I'm older now, and I really appreciate the women I work with. I think I work with some amazing human beings, and the support for each other, the understanding. At the moment, we employ around between 25 and 30 women from different backgrounds and diverse nationalities. But we have something in common, that we are all women, and we share lots of our experiences of being immigrants or being just women of color in a white society, the struggles maybe around the divorce, around male dominance, and it's amazing how I really understand. Well, not understand. I never finished learning from them. About the different cultural backgrounds, how culture, religion, and being an immigrant has an impact on a woman. So it's a huge learning process. I learn every day from the women. I feel like my role in Women Connect First is like an empowering tool. I try my very best to create a culture of trust, a culture of empowerment, a culture of letting people fly and make mistakes and learn by our mistakes. I think that's my management style, and I think that my staff and the volunteers appreciate that. So it's been a really interesting journey from the time I arrived in this country. It's been a struggle many times, as I said before, in different places, in different occasions. I'm 65 now. I'm hoping to retire next year, and to be able to do maybe some voluntary work, give more to the community, and contribute to policy. Because after COVID, I think COVID highlighted the discrepancies and the huge inequalities in the UK, and I think that the inequalities that women from Black and minority ethnic backgrounds suffer are horrendous, and I hope that somehow we have helped to address those inequalities, and it will be long-term changes where society will become a more equal and a harmonious place. My personal goal is I want to spend winters away from the UK. I want to learn new skills. I want to be able to do manual things, things which are very therapeutic. I would really love to be able to do jewelry making or glass painting. Lots of manual things. I want to learn to macrame, knitting, and that kind of stuff. Yeah. I say never give up. That's my message. Never give up. And rely. You can rely on you can stand on our shoulders. We will make sure we keep you there strong. Yeah. I really believe that we need to support each other to be able to flourish.
That's it.